Hi everyone, it's Sherry Carroll here for Hero Arts with a card idea called Today is a New Day Neon. So I've used all 6 colors of our neon collection, and I've used some of our Stamp Your Story stamps to create this really fun, bright, and cheery card. To start this card off, I'll be using the Not Perfect Clear set, which is a really fun set with lots of elements to play with, and regular white cardstock. I also have all 6 of our neon colors here. Some are from a cube and some are full-size pads. One rule of thumb to remember is the Roy G. Biv, and this means red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So if I were to look at these neon colors, here I have my pink is my red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo or violet being the purple. So what happens is these 2 colors can blend well together, or these 2 colors, or the yellow and the green go very well together, orange and yellow, or pink and orange. I'm going to start off with my main image, and I'm going to be starting with the pink neon ink color, and so I'm using this big paint blop that says Today is a New Day, and so I'm going to go ahead and ink this up really well with my pink color. And then I'm going to start using my rule of thumb of Roy G. Biv and start building the card. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this Today is a New Day kind of lower onto the card, and I'm going to press really good since it's a clear stamp and quite a solid stamp, and I get a really good image with that. So the next thing I want to do is to choose a stamp, and I'll be stamping with the orange neon, and we have this little solid image. It's kind of like a paint spot, and it has a heart inside, and I'm making sure it's cleaned off because I have used these with other ink colors. So now I'm following that rule of thumb of the Roy, so this is my orange. And once I get this well inked, I can go ahead and overlap these and they won't contrast against each other. So I can go ahead and overlap this, and then the color becomes mixed together and it's really kind of pretty. So nothing contrasting, nothing muddy. My next color will be yellow, and I'm choosing another image, and this is the little ring stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and flip this upside down because I want kind of a solid image. So I'm using the back side of the stamp, and I'll go ahead and use the yellow neon color and ink this up really well. You can use the back side of these little stamps as long as they're small enough. If you have a really big one, it might be a little more difficult. Okay, so there I have my yellow stamped, and I must have had another color on it, but it was orange, so it matches really well. So these 3 colors will go well together. So I'm going to go ahead and work up towards the top, and I have the really fun spiral. So I have my yellow here, so my next color is green. So I'll go ahead and use the neon green and ink this up. This is a really fun stamp too because you can make a whole background with this spiral, and it's a really good size stamp. So once I have that well inked, I'll go ahead and flip this over and stamp it, and I'm going to go ahead and let that really overlap, and I want that top of that spiral just sitting off the card a little bit. So go ahead and press that down really good. And so now I have my green. I learned the Roy G. Biv trick back in art school. I think I might have even been in grade school at the time, but it's one of those things that's really stuck with me, and it's the colors of the rainbow, and that's how those colors sit. Next, I wanted to show you that the red and violet go together. So if you consider this a continuous loop, all those colors will go together. So this is the neon purple, and this is a really great stamp. It's kind of solid. It's like a button, but it's quite distressed, so it's kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and let that overlap. And there you can see the colors really go well together with all of these. So nothing looks really bad or contrasting. So my final color will be my blue. And so I'm just using the painted type stamp. This is kind of a circly, like a paintbrush type stamp, and I'm using the neon blue. This is a really fun color as well. So once I get that really inked up, I can go ahead and stamp this at the bottom so it overlaps with my violet or my purple, and then I'll give that a good press. So now I have the colors of the rainbow in neon. I'll be stamping some of my images in black, and there's some really fine like postage type stamps in here, and also a double ring. So I'll go ahead and put this on my block, make sure my fingers are clean. And for this I'm going to be using the India ink, the archival ink. You could also use our regular Black Memories ink. It's a nice permanent ink, and you can also watercolor really well with this pad, and it's just a very sharp dark black. So now I'll just start building some other little circles on top. And I'm using different sizes, just like the colorful ones are different sizes, so I kind of want to have things scattered around. And I just love how the black looks against the really bright colors. It really comes out sharp and crisp. So I'll add a couple more of the little ring to this, and I am almost done with this card. So this is a really fun one-layer card. It's all stamping, it's clean and simple, and it's just really bright and cheery. So this is that little double ring. I'll add a couple of these on here, and this one's a little bit darker looking, but it just really gives it a little bit of a pop. So now all I have to do is just trim this up a bit, and I'll be putting it onto a black card. Okay, so I have my piece trimmed up. I have my adhesive here, and I'm going to go ahead and just run this around the outside edges. This happens to be my favorite adhesive. It's by Plus, and it's in the Hero Arts catalog as well. It's also refillable. So I go ahead and do all the edges and then a little bit in the center, and then I go ahead and line this up, and my card is done. So here's another look at my finished card, and I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial on Today is a New Day Neon.